Hello everyone. I'm just going through the chat. It's busy out there today. Wow, I gotta say, pre-market, I'm not really convinced here. It's I on my list. I'll go through the housekeeping in a second here, but on my list, almost all my lead gappers have no catalyst. I don't think this has ever happened before where I found 1, 2, 3, 4 stocks that all had no catalyst, that were all up over 100 up to 600%. They're all Chinese education companies, and I'm still looking for a catalyst. So if you guys find something, I feel like there's something I'm totally missing here, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Good morning though, guys. Welcome back to the stream where we first review the watch list, then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone had a profitable Wednesday. Today's Thursday, and it's the 11th of June, 9:16 a.m. We got another 14 minutes till the market opens at 9:30. We'll wrap up trading when the cash, our buying power is empty, but we'll continue streaming probably to like 11:30 or so a.m. Check out the video description below for some FAQs, and let's keep going. Oh yeah, I was like, wait, wasn't there something I wanted to talk about? I did a little pre-market trade here, which almost worked out, but I probably would have closed this trade if I had an unlimited account. And the reason I say that is because I was up about like 6% at one point, and I was like, well, we still haven't had the full breakout, so I'm waiting for the full breakout. My goal was a bit more. I wouldn't say I was being greedy. The move didn't happen yet. Now it's just the beginning of the potential move. So when I started seeing weakness there, I probably would have just closed out a little quicker. The entry wasn't the greatest on WAFU. We had a nice, pullback, breakout, pullback. Then here I was expecting for a breakout. This is where I was originally waiting for the breakout. We had a quick pullback here to 11.13. I almost closed out my trade, but then we started pulling higher. And then at one point I was up, like I said, about 6%. Somewhere in this area, or no, it was 4 or 5%, about 5%. Sorry about that. Thought I saw a little bit more because I saw 30. So technically I should have been, okay, because it was like a $500 position size. It was half my typical position size. And then I started seeing weakness in here. We started seeing a lot of sell volume. Then I was like, whatever, I'm out of this one. So it's great. Took a small loss, not a really big deal, half position size, and it kind of also showed me that, as I was going through the gap scanner, there's a lot of kind of weird movements we're seeing today. So I don't really feel the need to just randomly pounce on something. And I think there's a good chance I might be a little bit slower this morning in terms of, what I'm going to trade. I probably will. I don't know. I think today it wouldn't hurt to be a little bit slower. Overall, though, I mean, WAFU, just insane pre-market. I was actually watching this around 7 o'clock, and I almost traded it here. We had this quick pullback here at 650, and I was like, this thing just ran up like 80%. There's no way I'm going to buy this. This is way overextended. Fast forward like 15 minutes, and it hits 15.5. So from where I was going to enter originally, this thing went up another 150%. Or 145. Just absolutely insane. I don't know, very kind of unpredictable stuff we've been having. So one thing I do want to notice though is 1 million float. That's a tiny float. It is a Chinese education company. So the tiny floats are always what we're looking for. South of 10 million, right? So this one definitely fits our book, but again, there's no catalyst that I have seen. There's some, just general market news coming out here, but let me see if you guys are finding catalyst. Very suspicious. Yeah, it is very. I'll check out NTZ. I see you calling that out. A lot of the stocks we're looking at are in this list, but I don't see WAFU. Okay, Asian pre-market trading after gaining around 6%. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any catalysts for these stocks, which is weird. I typically don't like trading stocks without a catalyst. Maybe what I'll do today is look for some red to green moves. I don't know. I'm going to be cautious for sure. If I see a good setup, I'm going to jump in on it. Maybe with half position size, but I want to get aggressive if I see a good setup. Otherwise, then I'd rather just not trade. But let's see. Because you don't want to be overly cautious when you see a good move, because then you're waiting too long and then you miss the good move, and then you sometimes enter a worse trade. Let's kind of go down the list. We also have XSPA, kind of interesting here. Big sell-off though, kind of was originally on a big pullback back to 1.5, and then this morning we just shot up. This one again, this one has a reverse split, so I'm not totally sure if this is totally calculated yet, if the price has been adjusted for the past. So we'll see what it looks like when it opens up here. There might be a price adjustment, 1 to 3 reverse split. So that'll be kind of interesting to see what happens with XSPA. I think it'll be worthy to keep an eye on it. But typically after a reverse split, sometimes they do rally for a little bit, but they're often followed by dilution, so an offering or something like that. So be very careful for sure with XSPA. What's next? HHT, 180% morning gap up, 13 million float. US building materials, which at first I was like, okay, nice, not a Chinese education company, until you actually look into this company. Apparently it's an online education platform, for a Chinese online education platform. I'm like, what is going on here? Am I like being punked right now, or I don't know. Yeah, so boy band directors, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think basically in a nutshell today, I just want to kind of see what the market does first. I mean, obviously that's what we always want to do, but typically I'll have a bit more of a game plan. And I guess this time my game plan is really just kind of being a little bit more cautious, which is totally fine in a game plan in itself. I mean, we have tons of other, kind of stocks popping up on here, but usually it's very obvious to find, what's the main lead gap, or what's the one stock we definitely want to be looking at. And I think, today it's kind of like, it's just a wash machine out there. Definitely WAFU, just the way it's holding its highs, and it's up the most pre-market. So I think WAFU is actually the lead gapper, but not a lead gapper that I would typically want to trade. Oh, I just realized my mic's over here again. Hopefully that didn't sound too weird. So yeah, let's I broke my pen recently, and it's kind of bothering me because it keeps rolling away now. I broke that little clip part off of it. It's not really important, but it is what it is. Let's look at the overall markets just to kind of have an idea of what's going on over here. The SPY closed yesterday at 319, and today it is at 311. So we're definitely going to have a bit of a red open. Actually, quite a bigger red open than usual, which I wouldn't really say is unexpected. I think we've all been kind of waiting for a red day. Not necessarily because we want one, but because it's, we're a bit overdue. So we might be opening -2, -3% here. So this is going to be quite a dip on the SPY. Bitcoin's also down about 2.3%. What was that other ticker you guys were calling out earlier today? NTZ, let me quickly go there. We got another 6 minutes here. Maybe we'll find something nice. NTZ had a big pullback to $1. Now it's still dropping. It'll be interesting to see what happens to this one. I probably won't be trading it now. Backside of a big move. Not the best yesterday, but this thing could curl back above 1.4, and then it could be interesting. I'll put an alert here, see if it does do that. But at the moment, it doesn't look too promising. Dwayne says Chinese government and Australian beefing over discrimination against Chinese students in Australia. Interesting. Okay, so this is, I had a feeling this is definitely some sort of macro news, some sort of large thing going on. But then it's like the online learning platforms don't add up. That goes back to shorting AGFS. Yesterday was a pretty sweet day, honestly. It's in the video recap if you watch that one. On the small account, we made the $25,000 challenge account, we made about 80 bucks, which is not bad. That's about like 10% based on our average position size. And then had some gains in the IRA and the margin account. So this is why you cut your losses, guys. Either breakout or bail out. Here's a good example. WAFU. You know, I was looking for that breakout. We didn't get it, and then I was like, you know what? There's no point in sticking around with this one if it's not performing. So I closed WAFU. So I'm going to keep this one open on my other screen, and then I'm just going to constantly flip around here, just kind of watch the market. It's really humid in here right now. It's been raining all day. Hit a high of 3. It's going to open here about 2.5. Yeah, IZEA is not a bad pick. Another 3 minutes here. So on the 9th, so nothing new, but it has that big contract winner from the 9th. IZEA, let me quickly check here what its float was. $30 million float, 31 actually. This swing could break back above 2.5, and it could actually be kind of an interesting run. I'll probably keep an eye on this one. Good call out for sure. It's not really up too much pre-market. It was up about 30%. Now it basically gave all that back. But I think it could have that attempt above 2.5. It's probably going to be very quick. And if it doesn't do it, it's going to drop very quick. So it's going to be big action, but we could see it pop over 2.5. That's probably what I would be looking for if we're IZEA. USA Internet Content Information Company. I want some tuna, Heiko. A lot. I'm not sure. I'm going to get ready here. I don't have any thoughts on a lot. What I'm thinking about doing is, okay, WAFU is trying to move here. I'm going to keep my kind of 50 shares ready to go just in case I buy this on a dip. Or 45, I'm not totally sure. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for. Let's see how this one opens up. AMBO, similar situation, Chinese education company, no catalyst, but it could be interesting. 30 more seconds till the market opens, guys. Good luck, everyone. I'm just getting some orders ready here. About 50 shares on WAFU, and I guess I'll watch IZEA out of the gates. Wouldn't trade this with more than 200 shares just for my first trade, and then we'll kind of see where we want to go and take it from there. Yeah. Good luck, everyone. Then we'll check out some more tickers in a little bit, but for now, let's keep a close eye on the market open. Let's be ready for whatever happens. Remember, be a little careful today. WAFU might spike up here, but remember this thing's up 380%. Looks like it's going to pull past 12 actually. Very, very interesting open here in WAFU. I'm a bit more cautious on this one though, I gotta say. It's gonna be quick. IZEA pulling back. AMBO pulling back here, not looking too hot at the moment. Might find some support around 2 to 2.5. WAFU still pulling back, IZEA pulling back as well. Yeah, so far not touching anything has been the right decision. We might see some good red to green moves though. IZEA could be that first setup. Big buyers potentially coming in here, 216. HHT halted. Sold ENOB on an IRA account. HHT halted, that's a good sign. This thing could start ripping here. I'm going to actually watch this when it gets unhalted. Should be really, really interesting. Nice. This is going to get unhalted at 36. WAFU and IZEA are both setting up a red to green move now. I wouldn't be surprised if IZEA really had that crack above the 2.5. That's true, Corey. IZEA, looks like this could be the break here. Keeping a close eye on it. I probably won't be trading it, but good fun to watch. WAFU, similar setup. WAFU trying for that red to green right now. Ooh, looking a little bit slow. Would have wanted to see that breakout happen. WAFU looks like it's going to break. It's building up a lot. WAFU has some news coming out here. Pause, market circuit down, breaker resumption. Placing a limit order right above 10 on WAFU. Just got an entry on the 14. Sold this one a little bit too quickly here. Sorry about that, guys. It was happened all really fast. Half position size, so it was only $20 profit. But it was actually pretty sweet. It's about 70 cents a share. Just used tiny position size on this one. It was more of a, let's see what happens here. A little bit really nervous with WAFU actually. I'm really kind of skeptical on that one. HHT, this is actually the one with macro and micro news, so this one could perform the best today. We got that big resistance here at 120. TOS is really laggy right now. That's true. Very laggy. It's almost not even like an adequate platform for the gap and go strategy, I've been thinking lately. It's been really tough to properly trade these quick movements because I just don't know what's going on in the first like 10 minutes sometimes, and that's sometimes the best setups. It's also, though, lately we've been having unusual amount of volume in the markets. It's not always like this. This is a bit rare in itself. WAFU looks like it's going to break out here. HHT was halted now on the way down. This could be actually a phenomenal entry if we see some momentum coming back into this one after the halt, which I think might be possible. WAFU might break out here. It's a little bit more interesting to watch, so I'm going to put it here as the other one's halted. I just don't want to forget. At 42, HHT is going to get unhalted here. So let's keep an eye out for 42. HHT and WAFU are the lead gappers on the day. Well, I'm actually surprised that I'm going to give myself a pat on the back that I even identified that, because I was so unsure this morning. Let's see here, 45. My share size potentially on WAFU. Yeah, this is having a nice breakout. So this is kind of the trade I was thinking about getting. I don't have that conviction behind WAFU that would be nice to have. Could be the break of 12 here. Boom! Instantly. Sweet. Yeah, but instantly, I don't know. I probably would be getting faked out here. I don't know. This is 20% move though. Boom! Quick red pullback. Jesus. This is exactly why I was very antsy with my dip buy here. It's more of a pullback buy than a dip, but I'm going to move WAFU back over here. I'm going to check out all these other gappers that's kind of popping up on our chart. So obviously WAFU, obviously HHT, we got XSPA, but you know, I was kind of suspicious about this one with the reverse split. But it is being, you know, quite actively traded. We also have AMBO here. I don't like the fact that it pulled back so much, but it is holding this spot somewhat. 50% pullback. We're just seeing the weirdest stuff lately in the markets that typically I would say, like, you know, I would avoid that. But, you know, today it's I don't know, it's tough to make these kind of biased decisions sometimes. MTSL. Rocketing. It's a Chinese casino. Eliza. MTSL could be breaking here at the 236 mark. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm gonna actually put a little indicator on this one. I like how it's kind of moving higher here. But again, you know, I feel like today's a day where I don't mind being a little bit more cautious. So P&L on the day, oh, that's why. I was like, how did I only make 20 bucks on that trade with a 70% or 70 cents per share? It's because the other trade was like minus 20. So this was actually a much better trade than I thought it was. Yeah, this was like a 7% trade. Pretty sweet. I knew there was something confusing me. This is TD Ameritrade. If you guys have any questions that you think somebody might ask before, there's a whole FAQ section down in the video description below. It's okay to ask questions. I'm just reminding anyone that's new here. HHT opening up here. Might try to do an entry here with smaller size. These are big moves. Nice, Steven. Very, very nice on that. Still going lower here. About $1,000 per trade. But only, it would be higher, but we're doing the small account challenge, so I don't have any more funds available to trade than that. So it's like, that's kind of the balancing thing. 107, we might start seeing that bounce here. Appreciate it, Constantine. You heard the guy. I'm watching WAFU. I got it on my second screen. Don't worry about that. I don't know when I'll trade it. I think it might try to do an attempt back VWAP, but I don't know. I feel like it might be too soon for an entry. I'm just gonna give it some time. I think HHT could have been a really nice dip below 1.1. I don't know. I didn't do it. Markets are all red. VIX is up almost 14%. That's huge. Yeah, HHT at 1. I was kind of thinking the same thing. Look at NAKD, guys. Exploding here. Had that 1.25 pullback. If I saw that at 1.25, I probably would have jumped on it. I did not, though. What just happened? WAFU almost had a perfect double bottom. HEXO. I remember I was looking at HEXO not too long ago. And AKD having a bit of a bounce here off the 9-minute. Thanks, Miguel. I appreciate that feedback. NAKD, guys, this one really would have been a really, really good dip. I'm wondering if we're going to get that break of 1.5. It's definitely an unusual day, so I don't really feel like I need to jump into anything right now. I think WAFU with that red to green move was probably one of the best setups in the morning, first thing. Yeah, I totally agree. It's a disaster out here. HHT getting ready for that $1 bounce. Bounced so far to 4 cents. It's a 4% trade if you got the entry at $1. Yeah, NAKD again. Yeah, I'm interested what WAFU is going to do. I think there is that potential that it makes a massive move back to the upside, but again, it's up 300%. But we've seen a lot of, 600, 1000% plus stocks this week. So I'm not discounting anything. JFIN, yeah, that one's gone, huh? I wouldn't be surprised if $1 cracked on HHT. The bounce wasn't that strong. Yeah, I feel the same way. I could definitely see it running as well. I might look into a crack on HHT if we break $1. Not totally sure yet if I'm going to do it, but I'll keep an eye out for it. Just one of those red days. FFHL. Fui. No catalyst. It's definitely a Chinese company. Wow, this thing has quite the spike history, huh? It almost looks like I'm looking at a music chart, but that's mostly because of my lines. This thing could just keep running. We obviously have some bigger resistance in the $5 zone, and then definitely in the 6, 7 up here. That'll be interesting to watch. HHT back at 109. HHT reminds me of a ticker. I think it's CRIS from yesterday. Yeah, CRIS also, that CRIS had the most aggressive sell-off I've seen in a really long time. But before the sell-off happened, CRIS had a big dip here at $2, broke below 2 to 1.9, and then started rebounding. This was a huge move. It kind of reminds me a little bit of HHT, but HHT didn't break the dollar zone. So that'd be like the main difference. Remember, HHT is actually the only one with a catalyst today. 13 million float, 180% pre-market U.S. building materials company, but they're heavily involved with online education platforms with the Chinese company. So I couldn't really give you the full story on that one, but I don't know, worth checking out you guys yourself. I don't even know if FFHL though is going to even pull back. I think it's just going to maybe keep going, and then at one point it's going to be over, and then just have a huge dip. I don't know, but we've been seeing that a lot as well lately. Just hold, and then boom, halt on the way down. With these kind of smaller stocks like FFHL. feel like I could use a coffee right now. It's 9:55. Never really one of my favorite times to trade, so I'm gonna grab my coffee right now. I'll be right back. I'm just waiting for a trade. Good call, Dwayne. FFHL with the float of 1.43 million float. Great call, Matt. Thanks, man. Yeah, Sebastian, I kind of feel you. I actually totally feel you. I probably will even switch at one point. Not decided yet, but I think for certain trading, especially the gap and go challenge and just gap and go in general, it would be nice to have a very high speed platform just for the market open. And then you could switch back to TOS, but the market open and TOS don't really work that well together. Nice, Zachary. That was also why I had the ridiculous exit on WAFU. I was like, place my order, I'm out of here. Remember yesterday, I didn't even know if I entered or exited a trade till like 30 seconds later. With day trading, 30 seconds is a lifetime. I mean, that's just like, what are you doing to me? WAFU still pulling back. Yeah, I'm really not convinced about WAFU. I'm not saying it's over. I've been very skeptical with it just because there's no catalyst. I don't know why it's up. 1 million float though has huge spike potential. So if enough people look at it, even if it doesn't have news, it doesn't matter. It's still going to rip to the upside. And right now WAFU is our lead gapper. So it is promising. I just don't really know when yet. I don't know. Maybe we'll find a good little entry. I could just made a little quick trade. WAFU still pulling back here. XSPA selling off as well. A lot of sell-offs. I was expecting today to be a little bit hotter because yesterday was just, although yesterday, I don't know if you guys all noticed, but yesterday ended like just a giant ski slope. I mean, it was ridiculous. There was no happy ending, I felt like, to yesterday in small caps. And then that kind of was like the prerequisite or like the precursor to today. Today pre-market, there was some things moving, like WAFU. If you got aggressive early on, it would have worked really well, but I felt like I was taking huge amounts of risk trading pre-market today. Thanks, Carmelo. Kyle, please Please move. 10 o'clock. Still a little bit slow here, but maybe at one point we're going to have some sort of reversals coming through. Watch out, guys. HHT broke $1 and that dip was pretty serious. Let's see. A little nervous that it might get halted, but at the same time, I don't see a reason for it to get halted. Heiko, that is a beautiful dip. Big position size and big P&L. Very nice on that one. Just waiting here, just kind of watching the level 2. Good to hear, TI, and thanks for that. Yeah, CMEG is, they ask a lot of questions. WAFU 7.5. No, I don't pay for any third parties. WAFU is getting close to that big $7 zone, 7.5. Could bounce, but a lot of sell-off here. Stocks are typically always halted for 5 minutes, sometimes 10, but usually 5. 10 if like news comes out, or sometimes even longer, like an hour, but usually it's always 5 minutes. Like, I don't know, 85% of the time. HHT doesn't look like it's really going to do much of a recovery here. Ah, good to know. Didn't zing him. HHT pulling back still. WAFU looks like it could start cracking to the upside. Probably. I think airlines are just beginning their recovery. WAFU. Watching, watching, watching. Hike is going AMBO crazy. Actually, HHT having a nice little move here. I'd probably consider an entry here on HHT near 9. Removed my limit order on HHT, not really the setup I was looking for. Was expecting a quick pullback and then ideally a continuation. So I went ahead and canceled my order on that one. Don't really like how that second candle is just hanging there. Could be another dip. WAFU, really nice potential. Ah, Jared, sorry to hear, man. What I like about AMBU, it definitely has a decent, rate of change, but it would be very tough to grow the small account with the bounces it's seeing, so I probably won't be trading it. Obviously, when we're trying to grow a small account, we're looking for bigger potential. That's why I don't do a lot of these dip buys, which is a little unfortunate because dip buys, can be really nice profit generators. Just, constantly taking in, 2-3% here and there, but yeah, we're looking for those, bigger breakout trades, obviously. Ten. Oftentimes we start seeing reversals in this area, so I'm keeping my eye out. HHT looks like it might break above. Watch out, guys. We're getting one of those setups where it looks like, you know, potential move higher, and then you can get stuck on a continuation to the downside. So be really, really careful with what we're seeing on WAFU. It could be the reversal. I'm just letting you know. Sometimes, you know, like this, we have a little attempt to break over the 9-minute EMA, and then it gets whacked back down. Nice. Bigger volume coming in, though. Really, really nice. 12% move. $10, $12, guys. We got plenty of time. There's no rush. I gotta say, WAFU looks better than I expected. This was actually a pretty nice move. More volume than I was expecting. It's good to see that. WAFU setting up for that potential bounce right now. Putting a limit order on WAFU, much lower though, mid sevens. HHT looks like it's pulling back still. Typically what we're seeing on WAFU, I would be buying this potential breakout. If this was above VWAP, I'd probably be buying it. Otherwise, I've been getting skunked on these setups quite a bit, so I'm not going to. I mean, not saying it's not going to work, just had a few of these in a row that, you know, I was like, ugh, don't want to keep doing those. Yeah, Heiko, you definitely should. That's why it's up there. HHT pulling back here. WAFU actually looks quite good. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually looking pretty nice. Still not in a trade. Could be faking out, but big volume. Ooh, my eyes are so tired today. Nice, Carmela. Very, very nice. Yeah, it's not looking too entertaining. I gotta agree with that. In general, the market's not exactly day trader's paradise so far. XSPA trying to trend above VWAP, or trying to trend above the 50-minute EMA. Maybe we'll get to VWAP at one point. I don't know, probably too much, honestly. I try to limit myself. I didn't have that much coffee today, actually. So that's why I was kind of having one now. Maybe that's why I feel so tired. I'm probably also tired because I just not getting enough sleep, maybe. I don't know. By the way, guys, next week I'm gonna be trading from a different place. I'm taking a little trip to a house in the countryside. So I'm gonna be setting up my trading station there. Hopefully they have good Wi-Fi. It's supposed to be okay. So just letting you guys know, a little bit of change of scenery tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, on Friday. Here we go, guys. WAFU could be breaking that VWAP zone right here. Looking very healthy. Now you say it like that, it seems a little ridiculous. I'm going to Hessen in Odenwald. Oh God, Sebastian hits the out of buying power. That's probably the worst thing that has ever happened to any trader. It's so stressful. Every day I run out of buying power, a little tear comes down my eye, my cheek. Ooh, here come the hard questions. Am I taking you on special? Probably. Or else I'd be a little bit lonely. WAFU doing a really, really nice move here. I gotta say, I'm quite impressed. I was not really expecting it. I would have gave it like a 35-40% chance, or even 50-50. But yeah, I don't know. I just got so many of those on the wrong side, so I was like not doing it, which is a little unfortunate because this time it would have worked out perfectly. I still have my limit order here. I don't really think I'm getting to entry. I'm just kind of leaving it here. I like sometimes to see my orders here at the top left. I know I sometimes get some questions about that. Yeah, David, that's also true. ONTX, guys, I'm just kind of going through some of the other potential moves, and ONTX really don't like their long-term chart. Expected withdrawal versus stock split proposal. They're up because they potentially stopped their reverse split now at 64. I don't always trade sub dollar, but the fact that this one is, had a really nice bounce here, I probably would have traded this one if I saw it in time, but I didn't see this one, so I missed this move. ONTX kind of popping up in volume as well. Might be worth keeping an eye on. WAFU just doesn't stop. Big volume coming in here as well. Nice increase in volume. Actually, now the lead volume on the day is on WAFU, so that's really, really good sign. It's 10:21 a.m., so really nice to see some activity coming in here finally. Nice, Heiko. That is beautiful. Another $400 or $500 day. Boom. What are you up, like 2,000 bucks this month so far? That's really amazing. WAFU having that 1 minute pullback. Wow, WAFU just does not stop. Very, very nice. I like what I'm seeing here. CIDM had a pretty good run so far as well. Big resistance at 3, backside of a move. Yeah, Joe, I totally feel you on that one. WAFU was just halted. Did you guys see that? Huge! Congrats to anyone in WAFU. I'm not in it, unfortunately. That's kind of sad, but congrats, guys. Really, really sweet turnaround. Nice, Ben. Yeah, that's true. 1 minute pullback? Nope. Sometimes I see the chart price, the market price differently. Obviously, I can get rid of this order. Well, it was nice having that order there. Oh well, I'm gonna keep WAFU on my other chart. That way I can just kind of keep watching it a little closer. I'm just kind of going through what else we got here. HHT, maybe trying to do a bit of a balance in this area. Nice, Tristan. I think XSPA somehow might do something impressive. It is up 180%. I don't know if that's already calculated the reverse split or not. Big resistance at 5. Let's see here. At 1027, WAFU is going to get unhalted, and it's going to get pretty chilly vanilla out here. So let's be ready for that time at 28. Sorry about that. Yeah, Joe, TOS definitely is a little glitchy in that aspect for sure. The numbers don't always line up. Got another 2 minutes to go here. HHT, bigger volume actually right now coming in. Hey, 10% is really nice. Thanks, Psycho. Thanks for the $5. I definitely will grab a beer. You can count on that, or wine. I don't know. I don't discriminate. Okay, let's see. 10:27. We got another 5 minutes here. I don't really want to stop watching HHT, but I'll throw this chart on top of it just because, so you guys can see it. Otherwise, I wouldn't do that. Opening up here pretty much in like 30 seconds. It could be a 10-minute hold. I'm just guessing it's a 5-minute hold. HHT pulling higher here, back above $1. Also decent volume. $10. A little bit of sell volume here, but it's not too strong. Boom! Could be a big breakout right now. Whoo, hoo, hoo. Huge breakout. I'm just going to put a limit order on here. I typically don't trade the halted breakouts. I'm going to be watching HHT as well. Might try an entry for this one. Limit order is still in the same place. I'll let you guys know if I have an entry. You guys will obviously hear it. WAFU, quick little pullback here. This has been kind of an extended run, so I'm a little bit cautious. Boom! It just hit 15. HHT could be back in the game as well. So good thing we were patient. We got moves back on the table. Breaking 15 here. Looking for half a position size on HHT. That was a lot of selling volume. Don't really trust that. WAFU pulling back here a little bit. 9-minute EMA support. I'm going to cancel my HHT trade. Too much to focus on. So far, both limit orders are canceled. Just seeing here what's going on. Seeing where the support is. Man, it's so hot in here. Or it's not hot, it's just humid. It's like I feel like I'm in a swimming pool right now. HHT could have another run. WAFU also think I could have another run here. This was a big move. This was a really huge, ridiculous move, actually. It was like almost 100%. It was a 100% move. So that's why I don't really want to get aggressive after a 100% move. I would rather wait for maybe one more dip. HHT looking kind of good here. WAFU might crack. WAFU pulling back here. About $11 was the big breakout zone. Just watching it here on my other screen. That way I can also watch HHT. Remember, on the daily chart, WAFU is at all-time highs. I don't know how high it's going to go, but for now, there is no ceiling on this one. 1 million float, so this thing has huge spikeability. I was a little bit, it's tough to say like where I would have jumped in on WAFU. Really, really tough to say. Buying that 9 EMA pullback on the candle after the hold would have been actually a really interesting move. I'll have to think about that a little bit more. WAFU might break out here. We're getting volume. Heiko's all hot about AMBO. A lot of tickers being called out. Sorry if I missed them. A lot to focus on. Yeah, AMBO is crawling back up here as well. Good call. Yeah, there goes. Yeah, I don't know. WAFU, I probably would be getting shaked out on this one. That's why I'm not sure how I feel about it. Might be more of like a late morning kind of day again here. It's after 10:30, guys. Keep that in mind. Things tend to be a little bit slower. Nice. That's super awesome to hear, Tristan. That's what it's all about. Check out that link below I have under the video. There's a recommended at the bottom of the PDF, there's a book I recommend for candlesticks. HHT. This could be a little pullback here before we have a breakout. WAFU here, trying again. This could actually be a breakout on WAFU. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I do what I can. WAFU got me super on edge. HHT, still watching it closely. We got several stocks making some progress right now. I don't think I'm going to trade this potential breakout. I don't know with WAFU. Maybe I will. That was a big 100% run. I would hate to get chopped out on it. What I'm nervous about on WAFU is it breaks the low of the former candle right here at 280. And then if the body kind of closes below that, that's really what I'm a little nervous here for. But we are breaking above it. This could be the breakout right now, building up momentum here. Boom, very quick move. 9%, I'd probably be locking in profits. I feel like this secondary breakout is just a little bit too soon. There's definitely a little bit of FOMO here. I'm just kind of thinking like, I probably would have took that trade with half position size. I probably should have. Yeah, here it's not looking too healthy. I'd be pretty nervous. I think we're gonna have a test again above 14, and then after 14, oof. Nope, doesn't even look like we're gonna get that. Nope, pulling back here. I actually have a decent amount of trades, not trades left, but cash available still today. I don't know why, but I'm just totally not jumping on anything, which for better or worse. In the morning, I definitely avoided some red potential, but right now I'm kind of letting a few things slip through my fingers. That breakout on WAFU did not look good. I would not be on board anymore with this one. I would have took my profits, my like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7%, and moved along. It could still break out, but to me, you know, it didn't have that big clean breakout. So let's see what happens. Maybe it will break out. I was thinking it was going to at least hit 14 again. No? I just saw I just I just looked at the screen where I can see myself, and I just noticed my head is like in my monitor. If you want to know how to get better with trading, just stick your head in your screen, and then you can, you know, look around. When you have the 3D view of the stocks, that's what changes everything. WAFU. I don't know about this one. Definitely tickling the whiskers, 100%. The whiskers have been tickled. HHT is actually our second best or most traded stock today, followed closely by ONTX. I'm wondering if I'm going to trade ONTX. Probably not. Did have a nice bounce though, I gotta say. WAFU trying to break 1417. What's gonna happen? Oh Lord, what is that gonna do? I'm not gonna do anything. That's what I'm gonna do. Quantum stocks. That sounds like a stressful situation. HHT guys, curling here a little bit. Very low volume. It's the only thing I don't like about it. Wow, talk about being shaken out. I would have got shaken out with WAFU probably like a dozen times. Or I would have just, you know, took some profits into every one of those bounces. But I don't have that unlimited trading, and that's why I'm not doing that, which is a little bit annoying, I gotta say. Volume-wise, I like what I'm seeing. More green volume than red volume on the peaks. This is almost like a perfect cup and handle up in here. That 15 is the big top to break. We also have, that would be a huge open range breakout. So we have kind of like this 14 level. This could actually even be the breakout right now. Obviously the 14 level, the 15 level, and then the 15.5, all very critical zones. Here we go. HHT building up some steam. Nice. It was good. You avoided the drop. You felt it wasn't the best setup, and it worked out. Trying to figure out why I'm not jumping in on any trades. What's going on here? Something's wrong with my aggression today. I think I could do two full size trades still. Heiko's being a good influence in the chat room, I see. Oh my lord, WAFU pulling back like a freaking crazy person. Huge pullback here. This might get halted on the way down, guys. Oh, it is halted. WAFU just got halted. That's what I was nervous about. I had a very strong feeling that this thing was overextended and it was going to pull back at one point. So WAFU is halted. It's going to open up here at 53.30 most likely. Watching HHT, second lead gapper on the day. Had that VWAP breakout. Maybe we'll get a little bit of continuation on this one. I don't see any news that came out about it, so I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Nicola is still on the rise. HHT could be an interesting buy here below 107. Could even be an interesting buy right now. I don't know why, but I'm not ecstatic about it. Yeah, so what I was thinking with HHT was buying this dip, and I'd probably be taking profits fairly quickly. I don't really think it's going to have a secondary breakout, but it might. Yeah, I hesitated for like 1 second too long on that one. Maybe like 20 seconds too long. A little unfortunate. Nice, Heiko. Nice, Finita Arco. I'm happy you're here too. What else we got here? Why is it feels very kind of quiet here? Let's see if I'm missing something. ONTX making moves here. PSA, this is the one I thought might start moving higher, but I didn't really want to trade. It's really kind of showing, oh, I don't know. I don't think I'm even gonna look at that one. Gonna open up pretty soon here, guys. Another minute. An AKD finding some support. Let's check out AMBO. Heiko's trading this one. Really, really nice support here at 2.2. Pulled higher. Sold off kind of aggressively. Nice, Yadi. Or Yaki. That's awesome. All right, so WAFU is going to open up here again. Really, really soon. Yeah, HHT, look at that. WFU opening up any second. Quick little pullback. Still pulling back though. Whoo! Sketchy, sketchy, sketchy. Don't see any news that came out regarding it. I think it might get halted again here on the way down. Well, it definitely could have. That was a really aggressive secondary sell-off. Big bounce is coming in now. I'm just over here not doing any trades. Oh well. At least we're up on the day already with barely any position size and just only 2 trades, so that's pretty cool. Ooh, WAFU looks like it could pull back again here. I'd be a little careful with this one. This is really aggressive sell-off that we're seeing here. A little nervous there might be an article out, maybe an offering or something like that. But so far, I mean, I don't know. It is technically holding its highs today. Checking out some other tickers in the meantime. I think my issue today was probably the fact that I wasn't fully dialed in with WAFU as much as I should have been. you know, as we really started to see some strength coming in here, especially right around in this area. HHT is still in a little bit of a pullback frenzy. I don't know if this is going to recover. Oh, for swing trading, I haven't really thought about it too much. I usually do talk about swing trading every now and then in the recap videos. So if you're interested, definitely make sure you're subscribed and you check out the recap video we're going to come out with a few hours after the live trading today. I'll think about. I often think about what would be a nice maybe overnight hold based on the news, the catalyst, the macro, the micros, and then obviously the technicals. Is it holding its highs? Is a potential candidate for a gap tomorrow? I don't do it a lot, but occasionally we'll talk about it, kind of juggle some ideas around. Yeah, all the markets are still red. Definitely something to keep in mind. Dow Jones almost down 4%, NASDAQ 2%. So big pullbacks today. IZEA kind of coming back to life here. So that 2.5 zone is kind of the critical spot with IZEA. $240, big support. Let's see if 240 cracks. I wouldn't mind buying some a little bit under that half position size. $141, some sellers still there. IZEA looking for a potential reversal here. A lot of selling volume though, so I was very cautious on this one. Used half position size as well. Felt like this could be a little bit sketchy of a trade. Let's see if we get a second break to the upside here. Obviously looking for that 45 to break very soon. Still pulling off here. I was even thinking about IZEA taking some profits on that bounce. IZEA pulling back here a bit more. I'm going to give it a little bit longer. I do think there's an opportunity here for a crack of 45. See if we can get a little bit more buying momentum on this one. A little bit weaker than I would have wanted. Might sell in the 35 here. It's a little bit of strength, just I'm going to close this one for a small loss. That's an unusual amount of selling volume on a breakout. So I was like, yeah, not for me today. I think it's going to do an attempt. But I kind of gave it several attempts. So I already thought I bought it pretty late. I'll take my $2 loss any day. Any day I'll take a $2 loss. So I used half position size because I wasn't fully comfortable with this one. Obviously, I would like to do this trade again if we see a bit more momentum coming in here. Totally true, Tristan. Totally true. That's true, Heiko, but we're not dip buying, we're breakout buying. It's a little bit different. Bit more power coming back into IZEA. Kind of lost some of the confidence on it though, so I don't think I'm going to jump right back into it. What made me nervous out of the gates on this one and why I was extra conservative was the high volume here, the high selling volume on the second candle. I don't really like to see that. I like to see less volume on the second candle, like this one right here. That made me more, that's what I thought we would get, but you know, it didn't happen. Here we go. IZEA could try that second test. Let's see, 240. Can we break out of this zone? I still want to see this thing break 2.5. Here we go. Volume coming in now. 200 getting chipped away. Still very cautious on this one. 242 getting chipped away. Trying to buy the breakout here. Not sure if I'm going to get it. Remove my limit order for now. $244. Trying to buy on 244. Let's see if I can get an entry on it. Always just a little bit too slow on this one, unfortunately. Boom! That's really painful. The breakout happened. That's exactly what we wanted. It was a 6% move, so not a game-changing move. But I had a strong feeling we were going to see 2.5. It was just a very slow breakout. Very slow. Oh well. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Yeah, so this is what I was careful about. You know, it wasn't like showing the strength that I would want to see on a breakout. So I don't know. I didn't want to chase it. And at one point, you guys saw that I was chasing it a little bit, and I was like, this is dangerous stuff. Nice. Oh, yes. Good stuff. Totally true, Tristan. Totally true. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for that green candle right here. We had the first green candle to make a new high. I was expecting a little bit more of a continuation on this area. My thesis was wrong, and that's why I got out of that trade. Yeah, it would have been a profitable one, but still sketchy. It was not the nicest breakout. WAFU pulling back again here. Yeah, chasing a breakout can be good. Sometimes it keeps going another 20%, but it could also lead you with many tears. WAFU, wowie, what an aggressive little pullback here. I'm still thinking there's going to be some news at one point coming out about it. Oh man, slow day for me, guys. What are we at today? Oh, something tells me it's ridiculous. Oh, we're actually up 17 bucks today. That's more than I thought. With the challenge account, obviously. So not the worst, not the best, but we're not red. So let's see here, 0.96, some big support in this area on HHT. Oh, I'm going to miss this standing table. I don't know if I'm going to be able to trade sitting down for extended period of time. I'm actually a little bit nervous how my kind of trading office is going to be. Like, sitting down and trading is a little bit depressing. Well, it's not bad, but to me, when I work, because I'm already working before and then I'm working after, and I would all be sitting down. And then at one point, I feel like I would have like a little bit of a sitting down overload. WAFU, pop in here a little bit. ONTX, it's not the hottest day for follow throughs on breakouts. So I'm just going to keep that in mind. No, I don't have a new office coming out, but I'm gonna be in Hessen. Heike, you know the place. I'm gonna be there for a week. I'm actually leaving on Sunday, and I get back on Sunday. So next Monday, you guys will see the new location. It's not gonna be anything fancy. It's actually gonna be pretty unfancy. That's the thing. It's gonna be a little bit more of a nature trip. But I'm just praying to baby Jesus that there's gonna be decent Wi-Fi. Honestly, if there's no Wi-Fi, I'm gonna do a U-turn on the spot. I'm gonna be like, I can't, not happening, not during the challenge. Daniel says I'm thinking too much. Probably. I don't feel like I'm thinking too much. Maybe I am. Probably am. You guys have a better overview of my reactions than I do. Oftentimes when I'm watching the retake, I'm like, okay, interesting stuff here. ONTX, I was talking about possibly trading this stock several times today, even though it's sub-dollar, so I might have to jump on it because I am liking what I'm seeing here a little bit. You guys hear the rain outside? Nature trip equals bad internet. I really hope that is not going to be the case this time. Looking for a dip buy in ONTX. I don't know, TA. That's really up to you. It depends. Is it a swing trade? Is it a day trade that turned into a swing trade? Then you should definitely cut it, in my honest opinion. But again, it's totally up to you how you want to deal with those. But if the way I'd like to say is, what was your trading thesis when you entered the trade? Is that thesis still true? And if it is, then maybe consider holding on. Definitely have a max stop in place and then just kind of keep following the price. But every time my trading thesis is no longer valid, that's when I usually tend to get out of a trade. ONTX kind of picking up some momentum here, looking for maybe a pullback on this one. Could be seeing it right now. I'm not sure if I'm having TOS delays or if I'm just generally not in this trade right now. Okay, we just had a little bit of an entry here on ONTX. Had that nice 5-minute breakout, having that 1-minute pullback, looking for a move above 0.7. We are on the backside of a move, so I'm not sure if we're going to get it. Not that much volume on this one, making me a little bit uneasy. Yeah, volume is very, very light. You know what? This trade was maybe a little bit unnecessary. It only hit me when I realized that, you know, okay, actually the volume is way less than I would have probably wanted on this. I'm going to close this position. It just isn't really anything that I would really want. Not sure why my position's not even closing though. Hold on, guys. I'm having a little bit of just general TOS, tiny spread, sub-dollar stock issues. This is why I don't trade sub-dollar stocks typically. I should have been out of this like 10 times already. What's going on? That was the weirdest trade in weeks for me. That was like, what was that? Why can I get out of that trade? All right, so I'm happy. I took my loss on that one. Horrible resolution. Just so slow. Okay, that was having a little bit of a turnaround here. So yeah, now you guys know why I typically don't trade sub-dollar. Also, I made a big mistake on this one, and it only hit me right after I got into the trade. I realized there was no volume here, and that right when I noticed that, you guys probably remember, I was just like, this is actually not a good trade because there was no volume. So I definitely jumped the gun on this one a little bit. That was an honest mistake on my end. I could have got out for a small profit, could have got out for a small loss. Either way, it ended up just not really being what I wanted because the low volume. So I'm looking for momentum. I'm looking for breakouts, big continuations, and I broke a big rule on that one because there was no volume on that. So I got out. I don't really care necessarily that I would have been up like 2% or something like that. Overall, it's just a loss. More actually kind of a scratch, so it makes me feel a little bit better. I'm still watching WAFU, but it's not doing anything that really gets me super excited. I'm also watching HHT. A little bit of a slow day here. Slow day for me. There was some decent moves at one point. Heiko says I should bring on some guests. Haha. Yes, that would be funny. Maybe I will. I technically could make one more full-size trade or two more small trades. If I see a hot setup, I will go full size. The reason I've been doing half size today, just I don't feel the... Actually, on this first trade right here on WAFU, I would have done full size if WAFU had a catalyst or it had some reason it was up 600% that I was more aware of pre-market. Now it's only up 340%, but was kind of not totally on board with it. I could see WAFU trying to go towards VWAP again, but I probably won't trade it because of that catalyst issue. And I feel like maybe since it's up so much, there's going to be an offering news at one point, but I don't know. Raging Bull. I'm not totally sure. Worth $1,500. Sounds like, I don't know. That's totally up to you. The first thing I thought about when I saw HHT was Head and Shoulders, and I was like, that's not very nice. It looks like the support zone right here at about 0.98 is really starting to give away. Why is the market so slow, yo? Yeah, is IZEA back in the game, back in the arena? It is. It is. I like the volume on IZEA too. It's nice. It's refreshing volume. This is actually what I've been waiting for all day. For IZEA to break 2.5. Well, not all day, but probably for the last 30 minutes. Big volume here, guys. This is looking hot. This could be a really, really nice break here. We have some big resistance at 3. So far, it was a pretty serious move, 8%. Actually, that's not too much. Thanks, Tristan. IZEA. Let's see if we can get a little pullback entry on this one. Got a pullback at 50. $250 an entry. Check out the selling volume. It's not that much. Let's see if we can have that 2.5 breakout. 2.55 more or less. $255, some sellers there that need to get chipped away. Let's see what we get here. 255 getting chipping. Question is, can 250 hold? That's the big question right now. Back below 250. IZEA is definitely a bit of a slower mover than I'm used to. I definitely have to confirm with that. Big volume though, low selling volume, all technically good signs. Bigger buyers coming in now. See if in 253 can get chipped away. Still looking a little bit weak in this area, I gotta admit. Although, I take that back. I mean, there's definitely huge strength here. I was just kind of expecting this to kind of have better, quicker resolution. Something tells me we're going to see like 45 or something like that. I don't know if we will. Maybe 48. No? 53, 54. $255 could be getting chipped away here. Still looking pretty healthy. I want to see this 256 get chipped away. Can we have some more volume coming in here? 255. Give it one more chance here. 255. 255 is getting chipped away. Here we go. There's the breakout. Taking some profits in this area, half position size. That was like a 4% trade. Wasn't huge, but it was nice. Got out on 62. $64 right now. This could just be the beginning of a big, nice move. I was thinking about averaging up. I was thinking about buying at the 55 if we had the breakout. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But the reason I didn't is because we are not getting a lot of follow through today, and I didn't feel totally comfortable with it. Well, it's not a blow away day, but so far we are chipping along here okay. $266. Yeah, guys, there's a little bit of delay. I can't do anything about it. I think it's set on YouTube. It's like 20 seconds or so. All of my settings say 0. My streaming software says 0 delay, and my YouTube settings say 0 delay. But on YouTube, there still seems to be like a different delay that I have no control over. So far, so good. Yeah, Tristan, I was like, I don't know. It's not the worst idea, but we're also IZEA. It's like what this thing came from 7 cents and now it's at $2.65. You know, it's had multiple big green days. Like we're already at a top of a top of a top on a weekday with not a lot of it doesn't even have a catalyst, I think, today. So, you know, I don't really want to be buying very aggressively on these breakouts. Could be a really, really nice entry at 255 or 250 again. I don't think I'm going to do it because I think, you know, IZEA might be done. I could be totally wrong. It could just be starting. It could go to like $3, $4, $5. I don't know, but it is actually one of the hot, like, it is finally moving though. Like the fact that IZEA is at least doing something might have a lot of traders on it just for that fact alone. I mean, what else are you going to be trading right now in terms of breakouts? So I think there's going to be a lot of momentum traders that are just like, give me something. Or already they threw in the towel. I probably would have thrown in the towel already. Talking about carpal tunnel, I got this little compression glove. I don't know, call me weird, but I wasn't wearing it. I was wearing it this morning, and I don't know if it works or not. I'm totally undecided. Here we go, IZEA. So this 1 minute pullback back to the 9 minute EMA actually would have been the phenomenal entry. Up 4%, 5%. We got that big $3 resistance above. I wouldn't be surprised if we try to touch it. I didn't even realize it was past 11:30. I can't believe I didn't even get in all my trades already. Like, oh, it was ridiculous. I was really being very hands off today, and part of it because I was looking for bigger moves because obviously we're limited on our trades, and partly because I don't know, I didn't like the pre-market action. I didn't like the opening bell action, so I didn't really feel like I wanted to get aggressive. I've never had this many stocks on my watch list that don't have catalyst. I just didn't really feel like I had a total grip on the market today. TA, we've all been there, no worries. Thoughts on ONTX? I think, yeah, okay, so here's basically my thoughts on ONTX. I was very cautious here because there was not a lot of volume, and I was like, you know what, this is probably not what I want to be trading, and I forced this exit. You saw I did not wait for any sort of green. Well, I waited a little bit, but I was not like, maybe there's a chance we're going to have a little bit of a bump. I was like, This is not good. There's a lot of no volume here. I'm not going to trade this. The whole trade alone was, I kind of felt a little ridiculous about. Like, this was really amateur hour for me, because I did not take that extra step back and think, is this a good setup in terms of, does at least have, the right volume and stuff like that. I think I just had a little bit of FOMO because I missed ONTX right here, and this is actually a trade I would have wanted. That was a 10% move. So sometimes if you miss a good move, you'll take another move because you have like this stock ticker FOMO, which is not even a real thing, but like it is in a way. Ticker FOMO, where you're like, this ticker has been moving all day without me. I'm gonna freaking get it. And then you lose money. Wow, IZEA. I'm having ticker FOMO. This is a little bit what I was waiting for, actually. This one's really picking up volume here. I would probably consider buying a dip on this one. FOMO addicted. I'm addicted to FOMO. That's that's really funny. Doesn't sound very healthy. I should. That's a good idea. IZEA, guys. Pull back, pull back, pull back. Do you think that this pullback is the end of this move, or do you think this pullback is it has another big move in it? 9-minute EMA bounce right now. Either it's going to crack after a little bit of a bounce, or it's going to actually continue and break above 3. I'm not really on the side of the 3 breakout, but it could happen. Talking about low volume, WAFU is falling off a cliff in terms of volume, just not really that interesting anymore. IZEA might see a little bit of a bounce here. Yeah, it's true. Pre-market, it hit 295. That's what I'm saying. Like, this could be just a setup for the next big move, but at the same time, I'm getting, ooh, WAFU, guys, watch out. This thing's pulling back. I thought there was news that just came out, but then it stopped pulling back. I just saw the big body red candle, and I was like, that can't be good. But then it slowed down. I thought that thing just, I was like, here comes the 50% dip we were all waiting for. Yeah, I have a hard time using RSI on the daily. To me, you could be at like 60, but then it still goes to 70, and then it goes to 80, and then all of a sudden it's at 90, and you're like, this thing should have reversed a long time ago. I do use RSI for swing trading, and I look for divergence. Other than that, I don't really use the RSI. But whatever works for you, like just because I don't do something or I do something does not mean it's the right thing. It's just what I have found at least works for me right now. Maybe I'll figure something else out in the future. Dow Jones, guys, down 4%. I think if this SPX hits 7%, the markets are going to get halted. I don't think we're going to see that, but could happen. Could happen. Anything could happen. Carmelo thinks we're on the backside. I think we're on the backside too, but I don't know if I'm just being biased because I missed that last breakout and I want it to drop. Oh no, IZEA going for a second run. The big question though is, can it just break over 3 right now? And I don't know. That's very ambitious. This was a pretty serious pullback as well. Oh Lord, what is that gonna do? No way. No way. Look at this. IZEA doesn't play. It doesn't care. 285. It's going to crack 285. Here we go. Boom! What? Stop it. Stop the madness. Instantly back down at 284. Who's buying these breakouts? Ross Cameron just got into this one or something. Like, what a savage. I was already a little chicken on that really nice pullback. Like, in hindsight, the pullback right here looks so snazzy. Oh my lord. 259 runs all the way up here. That was a 10% move. Man. Carmela, it's not that you're a liar. I'm in the same boat. We just called it wrong. But it's okay to be wrong with trading. You don't have to be right. You don't even have to be right like 50% of the time. You can still be profitable just by avoiding those losses. Yeah, Tristan, he's really a legend. I think he's probably the GOAT in the small cap trading world, I gotta say. I don't know many public traders trading small caps, breakout momentum, that I would say are better than Ross. I don't know. Stuck with HHT. Devish, I don't know if you want to hear this, but all you have to do to get unstuck is click the sell button, which I know it's much more than that psychologically, but you could unstuck yourself if you want. Which, again, is easier said than done. I've been there. Yeah, see, that's not fair. He's got that orange hair, so that's what's doing it, according to Heiko. And I could see that. We've all heard the stories about gingers. Ross Cameron, IZEA. What do I think about it? I think it's overextended, and I'm not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole unless it has a nice, healthy pullback. And I don't really see this. I don't know. It's tough, man. I think I would like to buy a dip on it. Whoa! IZEA just falling off a cliff here. Woohoo! Right after I say I want to buy a dip on it. I'm so nervous on these stocks on their like third, fourth green days because you never know if they're going to get an offering. And that's why I don't really like buying the dips on them sometimes. Can we get a pull back? Can we get a bounce? I want to see you bounce, 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 bounce. What tells me something's overextended? IZEA, because it was at $2.20, now it's almost at $3. And it's a weak stock, it's a weak day. Check out the volume on the daily chart. You see this volume here, bottom right of my chart? It's very small. For IZEA to be making these moves with such small volume, you know that it's probably near the end of a move. It's just kind of leftover trading at this point. Plus the breakouts were kind of weak. I mean, that last breakout was okay, but here we had, 3 big volume spike candles that are red. That's not what you want to see. Ike is doing some freaking algebra over there with his equations. IZE equals some emotion. Yeah, but chasing breakouts is not for the faint of heart. And I honestly don't like doing it. It's a horrible idea. The only thing I would consider is averaging into a breakout on the way up because you're buying into a winner, which is technically a good practice, but you have to be ready to take profits very quickly at one point. And I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that with TOS. I think I would trip over myself and I would make a huge mistake. WAFU bouncing here a little bit. Man, yeah, we've definitely been there, huh? It is. You know, it could be an interesting stock for tomorrow. So in the recap video, I'll look at IZEA. Maybe we can trade it tomorrow. But when this thing does have an offering, whoops, which might not be today. Today, you know, it's still on the way up. Who knows how high it's going to go? This has been a pretty consistent run so far. I feel like we haven't had that blow off top. What's a blow off top? I'm sure a lot of you guys already know what a blow off top is, but here's a blow off top. Here's a day that started off really hot. Actually, it opened up here, so it probably didn't start off very hot, but pre-market, this thing was probably insane. This thing was probably just like, boom! And that's a blow off top where just like all the energy gets exploded out and you hit a peak. And I feel like we haven't had a blow off top with IZEA. This is like a really lame breakout with low volume. Not like a real blow off top kind of move. So, ooh, that alert scares me every time. Nice, hidden goals. Level 2 data just comes with TOS. WAFU, guys, pulling up again here. Thinking, maybe I'll do an entry on it. It was much bigger breakout than I was expecting. Putting a limit order below 9. Nope, no I'm not. I don't have enough buying power. What's my buying power? Ay, ay, ay. Lord. Buying power effect, negative 40, 400. Does that mean I'm out of trades? What? Ah! Stress. No, if I do 49 shares, I can actually buy WAFU. Man, today's just been small position day central. I'm like trading with $400 right now. Let's see if we can get a pullback here on WAFU. No, it doesn't look like we're going to get this pullback. Moving down my limit order one more time because I feel insulted that it did not execute my order. I kind of actually want to be entering right now. I do like the fact that it's kind of building up some pressure here. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. I'm going to remove my limit order. I'm over here chasing pennies right now with my small position size, and I feel a little bit ridiculous doing it. I do like the fact that volume came back in on this one, though. I'm a big fan of that. All right, I put a limit order at 832. I don't think we're going to get a pullback that aggressive, but if we do, I would be there. Oh, man, it's doing exactly what I wanted. It probably will run up to VWAP. Now that it knows I'm not in it, it's going to go to the moon. HHT, guys, pulling back from the grave a little bit here. Bigger volume as well. Didn't really hold that high, though. That was a very quick pullback. I might even wrap up my trading, honestly. I feel like, I don't know, it was a slow day. Would have really liked that WAFU entry, though. Missed it just by a hair. That's why you don't look for perfect entries and perfect exits, because you end up missing moves more times than not. All right, guys, I actually am going to wrap up here. I just looked at the time. It's 11:56. It's almost past my bedtime. No, I'm just kidding, but it is kind of past my time to trade. I got to run, but like always, guys, it was phenomenal trading with everyone today. It's definitely lunchtime. At WAFU is looking okay. I might trade it at one point today. I don't know. In the recap video, you guys are going to see everything. If you guys have not done so already, definitely drop that like if you enjoyed the live content. Sure gives me the feels. I will see you guys then first thing tomorrow morning. I'll see you guys in the recap video tonight. If you haven't subscribed yet already, definitely consider subscribing. I'd love to see you guys again. Yeah, and really, I appreciate all the likes, guys. Make the content easier to find for more traders, to grow our community. The bigger the community gets, the more we all learn together. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Like always, stay safe, make some awesome trades. Have a wine or a beer if you're over 21, or you live in Europe. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Ciao, ciao.